Hello, TAEKOOKers. Welcome back to my fictional world. Don't forget to subscribe. Jungkook's point of view. Later that evening, Tae proposed that we have a walk in the garden, just two of us. During the whole walk, he spent most of the time asking about my past life, about my daughter, my ex lover, but he asks nothing about my friends. So, why does your ex lover left you? To question. The only question I didn't want to answer because I didn't want to remember those things again. Jungkook. See, I don't think Sana was in love with me. She left me. Actually, something happened. Tae, what actually happened? He looked quite puzzled. Jungkook, it's a long story. We barely talk about personal stuffs like this. But Tae is the only friend I have at that time. Should I trust him? Jungkook asked to himself. Dave, we have all the time. He smiled and spread his arms as wide as they would go. At least you didn't sleep until it's 11 p.m., he added. Jungkook looked at his wristwatch. It was just 7:40 p.m., but still he was confused that why Taehyung was too curious to know about his ex. Also, Jungkook was fighting with himself from inside that should he open up with his past in front of Taehyung or not. Well, basically, Sana left our house for almost a week without coming back. Jungkook spoke after a long pause of silence. Then, 4 days after she left, I got a call from someone that she has already started seeing someone else. She went away with that man. This was not the whole truth, but still, Jungkook's eyes already felt teary. Surprisingly, they wrapped him in his arms. You have never told this to anyone before me. It shows in your emotions. Don't worry, Cookie. I will never leave your side, Taeyang said as he hugged me tighter. Jungkook himself don't know why, but he felt secure in his arms. They stayed like that for some time. Then, after wiping away Jungkook's tears, they continued their walk in the garden, talking about some random stuffs. So, what do you think? Taeyang asked out of nowhere, smiling at Jungkook. His smile swept Jungkook off his feet. I think I think you are amazing. I hope you are just as great as you look, Jungkook added, smiling back at them. Just then Suzanne also came along and joined them in the walk. She showed them around and then led them back to their rooms as well. Jungkook's room wasn't that far from Taeyang's room. After refreshing himself, Jungkook laid down on his bed, staring at the ceiling. His mind was not ready to distract himself from thinking about Taeyang again and again. The way Taeyang always cares for him, talks to him, and most importantly, he knows how to comfort him. Jungkook shrugged off with his thoughts, coming back to his senses. He covered himself with duvet, drifting to sleep. During the first 2 days in France, they didn't do much activities. During seminar, the trainer, Mr. Mark, introduced them to everyone and made them talk about where they came from. Few Frenchmen come to talk to Jungkook, which he found very sweet, but not Taeyang. He kept glaring on those men until they left Jungkook's side. This didn't go unnoticed by Jungkook. He can't stop himself for chuckle at the adorable behavior of Taeyang. Time skip. Jungkook's point of view, the sky turned from blue to some sort of yellowish pink as the sun neared the horizon. The weather was becoming windy and the clouds began moving around. The clouds covered broad, different colors to the sky, consisting of blue, white, pink, and orange. The gentle breeze made leaves rustle with a rhythmic sound as Taeyang and I backed away from the city noise. We could easily hear the music of nature. It was a pleasant weather and was quite soothing and refreshing at the same time. The day in France was really seemed to be magical as it was very beautiful. Taeyang watches the sea, lost in rhythmic percussion of waves on the sand. His eyes were steady on the horizon, which showed unseen side of the sea. His lips bears the resemblance of smile just enough to show that he was having a nice time watching the sea. Jungkook moved closer to him so that Taehyung can feel his presence. Yet Taehyung stayed quietly, allowing Jungkook to stay lost in the moment as a little longer. Truthfully, I have fallen in love with Taehyung right from the first moment when we went on the date together. He is handsome and well-mannered. The way Taehyung played with Lily that night was something that surprised me. I wanted to tell him that I liked him, but what if he doesn't feel the same way towards me? What if he is secretly engaged with someone I know nothing about? What if he gets annoyed? So many whats and ifs, but nonetheless, I gathered myself that today I'm gonna tell him about how I truly felt about that evening. That moment when we were almost about to kiss, and what made me stop from doing that, everything. Taehyung, I called quietly, holding his hand and looking straight into his eye. I took a deep breath. I think I like you, Taehyung. I finally let the cat out of my bag. Taehyung, falling in love with you is like entering into a house and finally realizing that it's my home. Taehyung, when you smile at me, I feel invisible hands wrapping around me, making me feel safe. When I look into your eyes, it's like seeing galaxies inside of just your pupils. Having you in my life makes me feel like everything is possible in this world, like I can conquer anything. I don't regret meeting you at all, and I know that you might be my second, but what I really wish in life is for you to be my last. Jungkook said, holding his hand. It was then he realized that they have not been holding the whole time. Taehyung just stared at Jungkook with sparkling eyes, not wanting to break that eye contact, which was very rare in between them. He can feel the unconditional love in Jungkook's eyes for him. Cookie, Jungkook called softly, I love you too. And you know that already, he whispered as a lone tear left his eyes. Jungkook's hand reaches for Taehyung's hand as they interlock, as they kiss passionately, yes tenderly. Taehyung pulls off the thick woolen sweater which she wore, revealing his sculpted body in sheer white shirt. Jungkook felt little sparkle over his skin. He was not sure whether they were from the sweater or where Taehyung's hand gently skipped his skin. Either way, it was a magical feeling that caused Jungkook to shiver in complete pleasure and ecstasy. Taehyung's lips pressed against Jungkook's lips with love and affection, as his palms hand roamed all over Jungkook's arms and chest, leaving a trail of sparkle on his body. You are so beautiful, Taehyung. Jungkook whispered as he felt Taehyung's warmth on his lips. Taehyung scrunched his nose in protest. Shut up and don't spoil our first kiss, Taehyung whispered back. Jungkook can smell Taehyung's minty fresh breath as their bodies rocked together. Taehyung roamed his hand on Jungkook's chest as they kissed, causing Jungkook to shiver and moan softly. Jungkook rolled his head to the side, his chest rising and falling under Taehyung's influence. He smiled as Jungkook's hand tugged at Taehyung's black silky hairs and other hand wrapped around his waist. Taehyung smiled and hit on Jungkook's chest playfully as he ran off, making Jungkook to fall on the floor. Just when Jungkook fell from his bed, alarm clock in his room was screaming loud. That's when Jungkook realized he was just dreaming.